Hey there, my name is LUT and this is the first video on this channel, and right away I would like to start it from a very important topic, which is wedding color grading. So in this tutorial I would like to show you my complete walkthrough, the clips and what we use to achieve this cinematic and nice clean look for the weddings. So in this video I would like to show you our LUTs and as well as the note trees, which are also available for sale, so if you're interested you can go and check out them. So first things first, to import the note trees you can go here, click import. Usually I prefer to use the compact. This is not that necessary step, but if you like to keep everything organized and clean, this is a nice extra step you can do. So here we already have the color space transform, primaries, white balance, lock HDR curves, and also LUT node. So first things first, I will go and open CST. I know that the camera that was used, it was Sony. It was shot on Sony S-Log3, so the first things first, I will go and do this conversion from Rec 709 to Sony S-Log3. Also gamma 2.4 as our output gamma. So that looks already pretty good and clean because that was shot nicely, although it looks a bit dark to me. I will take the qualifier and check where is everything located. So I would like to increase a bit of gain. I see that it looks a bit too blue, so I would like to go and add a bit of warmth to it. And also what I would like to do is to use our LUT, which is located right here. For this look I would prefer the LUT 1, since all other LUTs are more artificial, and here I would like to go for a more clean look. So when I apply the LUT 1, I would like to go and adjust the key output, which is usually I use 0.5, so it's gonna look something like that. And still it looks a bit dull to me, so I would like to go and make it a little bit less now, although I can say that the highlights are a bit overexposed, so I'd like to go lift gamma a bit, but instead drop the lift. Also I would like to go to the lock wheels and drop down the highlights just a little bit, because if we go too much the picture would look a bit gray. So that already looks pretty good. The only thing I think I would like to do is to add a little bit of saturation, and overall for this kind of video it looks pretty good, although the skin tone looks a bit too orange to me, so I would like to decrease the saturation a little bit. So this clip was shot in pretty dark place in the shadow, so and it's not very good when you have the direct sunlight in front of your camera. And the last thing I would like to do is probably just add a little bit of gain to not make it that dull. The other thing what you can do to speed up your color grading workflow is crop still, and the same thing you can do to our next clip. Here we have the bright reading, the Vows, and the shot looks pretty good, emotional, and also we have the sunlight and nice contrast between shadows and sunlight, so we can use it in our favor and just play with it a little bit more than with the previous shot. So here we don't need that much of a gain, and I would like to reset the gain and go a little bit up as well with the gamma. and I can see that the whites are too white and the shot looks a little bit too cold, so I would like to go and add a little bit of warmth to it like this, so the skin tone looks more natural now and the whites look more warm since it's a sun and it shouldn't produce super white wine, if that makes sense. Then I would like to add a bit of more saturation. Also, very important thing when you color the wedding or any other project is to keep the color matched to most of the shots, so you don't have to use a bunch of different LUTs to different shots. Instead, you have to keep it the same style. So here we have quite a similar style. Here we have it as well, although it looks a little bit different, but it's also a little bit the different place. What I would like to do as well here is the previous shot looks a bit more saturated in terms of greens, so I would like to go and adjust hue versus sun. Here it is. Add a little bit of greens here and we can check the difference that those leaves are looking more green and probably make them something like this. So the original was like this, we made it look more warm and overall it just looks a little bit better. Although one thing we took from the other still is our log wheel, and we have to check if we need to keep it like this or we do not. We will adjust it like this, and I think this shot looks pretty good. The other clip we have is the clip of them celebrating outside before the reception, and here is gonna be a little bit different situation since the light is different. It's already evening. I was still gonna grab this still and we're going to apply it here. I would like to reset no grade here as well as our primaries. So the original looks like this, and what I think we have to do is to make it a little bit more bright. Add just a little bit of saturation and make it just a little bit warmer. And just the overall exposure and make it maybe a little bit more warm here and create sort of color separation. So it was now or was before. So we created nice color separation, compensating it the warmness with our lift, the warmth with our lift. We went a little bit to the blue and to the greens, and instead in gamma we went to the orange sort of magenta way. Same we did in again, and therefore we created nice interesting look just like that. We also would like to drop the shadows just a little bit and add even a little bit more gain. The whites are looking pretty white, just a little bit warmer than the white looks itself, but also the light that makes it look like that. Okay, so that's pretty good. The next thing we can do is to grab still here. This is the groom's preparation. they receiving their gifts. So here we see that our stills are not that good, so we will go and reset everything. So I'd like to make it maybe just a little bit brighter. Here we have a little bit too much of the line. Maybe we can compensate it with the highlights, dropping down just a little bit. Next thing is checking our whites. We see that our whites can be wider. So instead of making it warm here, we have to just add a little bit of blue. We can see how whites are becoming much more white. So now it looks just a little bit better. We can also drop a little bit of lift and gamma and see how it goes here. Looks pretty good. Just add a little bit of saturation and let's maybe push it a little bit to the more extent to create nice color separation, and see if we keep our whites in the proper position. So that's what we got. It was before and this is after, so we just didn't make a lot of differences, but we just balanced the shot, and overall before and after is like that. So the next shot we have quite complicated. The shot is not with a very nice light, and we have pretty unbalanced shot, but the most important part here is that we have the light and it's not super noisy, it's not even noisy, so we can go ahead and work with this shot. So first things first, I would like to understand what we have here. The whites are looking way too red, so first I would like to go and adjust our gamma, our gain, and push it till I see that the whites are looking okay. I do see that we don't need that much of a green here. We still can remove that much of a red here. And now we have go back to the gamma to compensate all of the tweaks we did in the gain. We have to lower the greens to make the skin tone look proper, and overall adjust the exposure. We can also add the saturation just a little bit. So that looks good already. So we went from this to this in just a couple of seconds. The other thing that I don't like that much in this shot is too saturated blue, since we push the blue to its place to make the white look white, but this bluishness in his jacket doesn't really work good for me, so I will adjust it and we'll go to hue versus saturation and drop it just a little bit. Now we don't see a lot of a difference, because now we do see, but it's way too radical to me. So after this I would like to do some extras and add sort of the power windows. So we have our main object here, and I would like to key it and put most of our attention to it, mimicking in this way the studio lights that we have here on this video that I'm recording now. So I would like to press this to select and to see what I have, and I would like to select all of the outsides of this power window. I would like to make it big and smooth, and most of the time what I like to do is to drop down the gain instead of gamma or lift, because if we drop the lift it already looks artificial because we drop the shadows. The same goes for gamma because we drop the midtones, and we literally need to cut off the lights. So this is before and this is after, and goes pretty nice. But since we have the big light source here, I would like to add more more power windows here, make it more soft, tweak it just a little bit, make it outside even more, and a little bit of inside. Bigger size, and the same way we see what we can do. Drop the gain just a little bit. And now we're creating a nice studio light, imagining that we have some kind of an amaranth pointing to him, which probably was the case, but with not very a lot of time to make it proper way, although the shot is pretty good. And the next thing, I would like to go here, lower down the size, and increase the opacity, which increase the softness, which it doesn't let me to do so for some reason. And here I would like to make the gain just a little bit more to make it not pretty dull. And instead of dulling the light, this time I will go and make our object look brighter, just like so. So this is what we had, and this is what we created. It looks pretty nice, but I would like to go and do primaries to take the information not from here, from the color space transform, but from these nodes. I would like to add more gain and less shadows, and I would like to also to go to curves and go to hue versus hue and make these colors a bit less green, just a little bit less, and also a little bit less saturated because they take away too much attention. Just like so. Although what we don't need to do is to grab his skin tone because it looks pretty nice. We can check it by vector scope. We see that it's sitting in pretty nice position, judging by the skin tone line that we have located here. So this is pretty nice thing that we did. We can check our results. This was before and this is after. One thing I would like to do probably is to judging by before. Make it just a little bit warmer. So that's before and that's after. We can also try and add one extra. One extra power window to gradient this shadow, let's say. Make it even darker here. Just like so, to control the light properly. And here we have, that's how you can color grade the wedding pretty fast and pretty clean. So if you like the video, you can drop the like, you can subscribe for our channel, so we will have more motivation to keep posting the tutorials. We have a lot of ideas to do so, but we need some feedback from the people to understand if it's useful, if it's interesting, and if we should continue doing so. So thank you for watching and see you in the next video.